Okay, for this simple but very powerful little card effect, you need 6 pairs of cards that the spectator can remember. So a good way to go is to choose 6 pairs of companion cards. Now, companion cards are just cards of the same value and the same color. Okay? Now, once the spectator has chosen those, you can have them pick them up in whatever order they would like. So just stack the pairs in some random order. And then we're going to mix the cards. We're going to do an LR shuffle, left, right, and have the spectator decide kind of how to stack those. Okay, left on right, that's very good. And now we're going to perform what's called a Charlier shuffle. Now, I have a separate video on this Charlier shuffle. It's kind of a bottom to top, top to bottom sort of shuffle. You can also have the spectator just cut the cards. And now what we're going to do is we're going to see if we can work some magic with the Klondike shuffle. And what we're hoping here is that when we Klondike shuffle pairs of cards to the table, they'll be the very pairs that we started with. So let's see how we do. So Klondike shuffle is where you take the bottom and top card off as one. Oh, okay, that didn't work. Oh, that's not a pair. Okay, that's 3 fails in a row. A 4th, 5th, and we got none of them. Now, wait a second. Wait a second. I left out a very, very important step. How could I forget this? What you have to do is you have to hold the packet kind of in the center there, and then you have to rotate it 180 degrees counterclockwise. If you do that, then everything will work. I forgot that step. I apologize for that. So let's see how we do now. Yeah, I should have remembered that step. That's the magical step that makes the whole crazy thing work. Don't forget that step, and this will work for you every time. How does this work? Well, we can't talk about all of the hows here on this simple Math Card Magic playlist, but if you follow the steps, it works every time. Now, this effect is based on some principles taught in the Hidden Structures online course. So if you're at all interested in learning the hows and whys of this effect, go ahead and go to my Hidden Structures channel, and I encourage you to watch the boot camp series first. That kind of prepares you for the full online course. But it is true, you can start with any number of pairs of cards. So there wasn't anything special about 12 cards. We could have had 7 pairs, which would make for 14 cards, or 8 pairs, 16 cards. Okay? So the number of pairs is actually not important, and that can be decided by the spectator. So isn't that amazing? And then once you've randomly stacked those pairs, as I've done right here, you really just follow the procedure. It will work every time. So what I did first is I did a left-right shuffle. So that's really the first real step after you've stacked the pairs. And then you have the spectator decide, should they stack left on right or right on left? It's a free choice. It won't matter. It won't hurt anything. Now, technically, at this point, this packet is cyclic. It's called a cyclic packet. Well, cyclic packets can be randomly cut. And the Charlier shuffle, which is what I'm doing here, what I'm doing is I'm pushing off the top, certain number from the top, then some from the bottom, depositing those on top. Some from the top, I deposit on the bottom, bottom to top, top to bottom. Okay, so I encourage you to watch the Charlier shuffle video. It's not very long, it's like 3 minutes on my channel. This shuffle is worth learning because it's so convincing. But it ends up that all of that movement of the cards that we just did is actually equivalent to just cutting the packet at some location. This accomplishes the same thing as that. And cutting a packet of cards that has the cyclic construction or pattern to it won't undermine it. Okay, that's the thing to remember. Now, it ends up that if you do one Klondike shuffle, you're not going to get the pairs that we want. In fact, technically you get something called a mirrored packet, but we won't get these pairs. So you do this as a fail. You kind of do this and go, oh man, what went wrong? We didn't get any of them to match. And then you pretend this sudden flash of recollection that you were supposed to spin the packet first before doing the Klondike shuffle. Now that's a little bit of a fib. It's just kind of a fun little element to include. And so you say, oh, I know why it didn't work. We need to hold the packet just like this, spin the cards counterclockwise 180 degrees, and then it works. How did I miss that most essential step? And now when you do the Klondike shuffle, these pairs are going to come out perfectly, guaranteed. Okay? And that will always happen because of the principles taught in that Hidden Structures online course. So that's a fun one to do. Okay, just to do it one more time, you start with any number of pairs. That's important. So you can have the spectator decide how many pairs, a free choice. Now you stack the pairs as pairs, okay? And then there's just a couple of steps here. You do a left-right, the random stacking. Okay, and then from here you can do random cuts, or better, this Charlier shuffle is just far more convincing that it's really scrambling the cards when it's not mixing them very much. And then from here you say, well, I'm going to use this magical Klondike shuffle to accomplish something that's seemingly impossible, namely, I'm going to reconstruct all of the pairs that you put together at the beginning. Okay, now you're going to fail, right? It's not going to work this first time, but we're going to use that as one of our elements to make the routine fun. You say, oh, well, that didn't work. That's a fail. I was pretty sure that this Klondike shuffle does this. Nope, I didn't get any of them. Oh, I remember what I need to do. I need to spin the packet counterclockwise 180 degrees. Now this is all made up. Spinning the packet has no effect whatsoever. But what it is you need to do a second Klondike shuffle to recreate those pairs. That's the key. 2 Klondike shuffles are needed. So you use one Klondike shuffle as a failed attempt, and then you do it a second time and it's guaranteed to work, and you can watch your spectators' eyes go big like, how in heaven's name were you able to do that? Especially if you throw in the Charlier shuffle, that top to bottom, bottom to top. It's such a convincing little shuffle that about anyone I've shown it to, even math people, they believe that the cards are being sufficiently mixed here. If you do this shuffle, it's equivalent to cutting the cards. So anyway, that's a very quick, simple, but actually very surprising little card effect. And if you want to know more about how it's built and why it works, then just take a look at the Hidden Structures Bootcamp series. And I think you'll enjoy watching that. So thank you for watching, and take a look at some of the other videos on the Hidden Structures channel.